Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Sumukhascha ekadantascha kapilo gajakarnakaha lambodharascha vikato vignarajo vinayakaha dhoomaketurganadhyakshaha phalachandro gajananaha vakratundaha surpakarno herambaha skandapurvajaha shuklam baradharam vishnum sasivarnam chaturbhujam prasannavadanam dhyayet sarva vighnopasantaye yasyad viradavaktraadhya parishadhya parasatam vignam nignanti satatam vishvaksenam tamastraye gurur brahma gurur vishnu gurur devo maheswarah gurur sakshat parabrahma tasmai shri gurave namaha. Om Namo Brahmadibhyo Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kartrubhyo Vamsa Rishibhyo Mahadbhyo Namo Gurubhyaha Sarvopaplava Varitaha Prajnana Ganaha Pratyagarto Brahmaivaham Asmi. Om Narayanam Padmapavam Vasishtam Shaktim Cha Tat Putra Parasaram Cha Vyasam Sukham Gaudapadam Mahantam Govinda Yogindra Mathasya Sishyam Sri Chinmayananda Mathasya Padmapadam Cha Hastamalakam Cha Sishyam Tam Totakam Vartikakara Manyanasmad Gurun Santata Manatosmi Sruti Smruti Puranana Malayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Lokashankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Iswaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyoma Vadvyapta Dehaya Dakshina Murtaye Namaha. With Swami's grace and Sankaracharya's Asirvadangal, we came up to slokam number 4, I believe. Yes, let's quickly read that, and you can also follow that. Read that along with me, even though you are put yourself on mute. Bhaja Govindam, Govindam Bhaja Mudamate, Samprapte San Nihite Kale, Nahi Rakshati, Dukrunch Karane. Muda Jahihi Dhanamagama Trishnam Kuru Sadbuddhim Manasi Vitrishnam Yel Labase Nija Karmopatam Vittam Tena Vinodaya Chittam Nari Stanabhara Nabhi Desam Drishtva Ma Ga Mohavesam Yetan Mamsa Vasadi Vikaram Manasi Vichintaya Varam Varam Nalini Dalakata Jalamati Taralam Tadvad Jivitam Atisaya Chapalam Vidhi Vyadi Abhimana Grastam Lokam Sokahatam Cha Samastam. Slokam number 5. Yavat Vitto Parjana Saktaha Tavat Nijaparivaro Raktaha Paschat Jivati Jarjara Dehe Vartam Kopina Prichati Gehe. Yavat Vitto Parjana Saktaha Tavan Nija Parivaro Raktaha Paschat Jivati Jarjara Dehe Vartam Kopina Prichati Gehe. Yavat Vittaha Uparjana Saktaha Tavat Nija Parivaraha Raktaha Paschat Jivati Jarjara Dehe Vartam Kaha Api Na Prichati Gehe. Those are the padangal. And after conveying the clearest, simplest, and the only important message of all the scriptural teachings, the only important message that we take from all the Vedas, from everything, is to do Bhaja Govindam, is to think of Bhagavan As Bhagavan says in Bhagavad Gita, Manmana Bhava. That's what he says very clearly. Okay? To think of Bhagavan all the time and to think of him with love. To love Bhagavan. And that is what Bhaja means. Bhaja Govindam. So, and then pointing out the only two obstacles standing in our way. One is our desire and greed and avarice towards dhanam, which is all types of wealth, and the other is the passion and the attraction towards the opposite sex. And then pointing out, very clearly defining those two obstacles, and then coming in and giving a sense of urgency that this is not a matter to relax, this is not a matter to take it as a pastime, because life itself is extremely uncertain, like the drop of water on a lotus petal. And not only that is it not uncertain, it is also full of misery and filled with nothing but illnesses and diseases and the conceit, the ahankara. So describing what exactly is life in the most powerful manner, thereby conveying a sense of urgency, Acharya continues. And again, remember, it's a hammer stroke that is coming. For every slokam is a hammer stroke given with one important message. And when you receive it, you cannot deny it, you cannot argue against it, because you know at the depth of your heart that is the truth. And so slokam number 5. Yavat, as long as, vitta, wealth. Again, vitta, wealth. Now, please, whenever we say wealth, don't think it's only monetary wealth. Wealth includes everything that we do in life, whether it's a social accomplishment, scientific accomplishment, sports accomplishment, or monetary accomplishment, power, position, whatever is there to bring in an item that it contributes to the worldly living. Okay? So, vitta. So, as long as vitta, wealth, uparjana means to earn that wealth and also to save it. To earn and save that wealth, saktaha, you have the ability. As long as the ability to earn and save wealth is there, that's what it means, translating it in English. Tavat, so long. Nija parivaraha. Nija, the truthfully, in reality, in fact. Parivaraha, all the people who are surrounding us. So friends, relatives, whoever you think of. And if you have a exalted position in the society, even strangers come and serve you, right? And you are surrounded by people. Nija parivaraha. Raktaha, they are attached to you. Paschate, afterwards, when the ability to earn and save wealth is gone, paschat, afterwards, jivati, when you living, after that ability is gone, what happens? Jarjara, becomes infirm, very weak. Jarjara dehe, body becomes weak, body becomes aged, old, and infirm. At that time, what happens? Vartam, words. Kaha api, no one. Na, not. Prichati, cares to speak. Gehe, at home. As long as there is the ability to earn and save, so long, or all your dependents, all the friends, relatives, and even strangers, as the case may be, they will be attached to you. Later on, when you come to live, continue to live in the world as an old, infirm man, infirm person, after having lost the ability to earn and save wealth, no one at home even cares to speak a word to you. That's the meaning of the sloka. Now, meaning is very straightforward. We have to understand that this is not a pessimistic statement. This is not a teaching that downgrades life. That it's not a teaching that downgrades earning and living. and it is not a teaching that downgrades the relationships we have with people in this world, but it puts all of them in the right perspective with an extremely positive emphasis on what we should really be doing. Let me explain. It is very natural for people to behave like animals. Even though it's a natural means that all of us seem to be doing that, but our call is to really behave like a human being, and if you can behave like divine and become divinity itself, that is the best. That's a charter. But the natural impulse is there is selfishness. And what that means is that we deal with people. It is taught in Bhagavad Gita also. Bhagavan says that. And only when you are of some relevance, of some use to others, people will seek you. It's all like the frog in the well. When the well is full of water, there are lots of frogs. When the well is dry, you don't even see a single frog. That is what most of us are. Okay, we need to be aware of that. This is one tendency that is propelling us. So, all the people surrounding us or want something in return. They want either power, position, or whatever it may be. And the capacity to earn and save, uparjana sakti, is very important. We are born and we live before we pass away. It is absolutely important to work hard, to earn wealth, but with what attitude we do that, and with what attitude we either keep it or share it with us. All these are all scriptural teachings of that. And all these are given to us in order to polish and become better on exercising the practice of those scriptural teachings. So everything is fine. But the truth of the matter, the way the modus operandi in the world is that as you become old, as you retire, you're no longer you no longer bring any money in, or you're no longer, you're past your prime, so to speak. The world does bypass you. I've seen this with my own eyes, whether my parents or so many elders that we all know in our life, right? And while we are grateful to them, the people just do not include them anymore, right? Nothing needs to come out of them. So they are bypassed, and that loneliness is very, very dangerous, very intense. It's very sad. On one side that happens, but the warning here is to each individual, whether you're young or old, is that yes, understand all the relationships, understand the work that you do, understand the wealth you make, understand the wealth you save, and understand what you share with others, everything in the right perspective. But don't forget the main lesson. The main lesson is these are all ephemeral. These are all like passing clouds. The important thing is when the time comes when you are no longer of much use to the world will reject you. So before that happens, go and turn inwards. Hang on to the indweller, to your support, who's always with you and who will never, never let you down. Even when you're lying down on the sick bed in the hospital at 2 o'clock in the morning when there's no one there to look after you, he will be looking after you. That is that Govinda. Go to him. That is what's important. Don't take your eyes off that truth. This is the truth. So don't get mesmerized by something temporary and ephemeral, however attractive it may be. Yes, deal with it. Definitely enjoy it as you can, but don't take your eye off the ball. Yavat vitta uparjana saktah tavat nija parivaro raktah paschate jivati jarjara dehe vartam kopina pruchati gehe kaha api. No one vartam talks to you, cares about how you are. That is the way of the world. Slokam number 6. Yavat pavano nivasati dehe tavat pruchati kushalam gehe gatavati vayau deha paye bharya bibhyati tasmin khaye. Let me read that again. Yavat pavano nivasati dehe tavat pruchati kushalam gehe Gatavati vayau deha paye bharya bibhyati tasmin kaye Bhaja Govindam Bhaja Govindam Govindam Bhaja Motamathe. Yavat, the padangal are Yavat Pavanaha Nivasati Dehe Tavat Pritchati Kushalam Gehe. Gatavati Vayau Deha Apaye Bharya Bidhyati Tasmin Kaye. Most of the words by now you know because some of them are repeating, right? Yavate, as long as. Pavanaha. Pavanaha means, pavanam, one word means wind or vayu, we call it. The air, breath in this case. Pavanaha means breath, breath of life. Nivasati is living, is dwelling, is there, is present. Dehe, in your body. Tavate, so long. Yavate, as long as. Tavate, so long. Okay? Pritchati, tavat pritchati kushalam gehe. Tavat pritchati, inquiring. Kushalam, your welfare, how are you? Are you well, taken care of? All those things. Are you hungry? All the things we ask. So long as there is life breath in the body. Gehe, at home. People inquire about, how are you? Have you eaten? Are you hungry? Have you taken bath? Dress up well. All these things come. Kushalam, all the things of, have you slept well? So many things we ask. Right, at home. Now, Gatavati Vayau, when that Vayu, when that wind, when that breath of air, that Gatavati that goes away, which is in scripture that's called as Udanam, right? When that takes place, when the final breath leaves the body, Deha Apaye, and the body starts decaying. Bharya, even your wife, Bibhyati, becomes afraid, fears. Tasmin, that very kaye body. She becomes afraid even of that body itself, the one that people have been inquiring the welfare of and so much. When that final breath leaves, even your wife becomes afraid of that body which starts decaying. Perspective. The best perspective to live this life, if we are fortunate, we are taught on that right in our young age, which we have not been. But right, first lesson, if a child can be taught, is the perspective of death. And like executing a project that we all do in our business life, project management and so many things we execute, we always work backwards from a timeline, from the objective, from the final goal. And we work backwards and say these are the activities I must do in this kind of time frame in order to meet my end goal. Here, our end goal is really the life breath leaving this body. That we know is going to take place. So keeping that as the goal, how should I execute the project of my life? What are the various activities I have got to do? In what time frame should I complete them? Where should I become strong? What is my contingency plan? So many things we can plan if we are taught properly, right from day one. But now we have to de-learn and unlearn everything that has been taught to us, because the perspective is very important. Here, the perspective is from this body is not only ephemeral, uncertain, unstable, full of diseases and also ahamkaram, so many things are there, etc., etc., etc. But also it is going to, the life birth is going to go away one day. At that time, even your wife will become very afraid of you, afraid of that body, because it starts decaying. So what does that mean? Does it mean that I should start disrespecting my body while I'm living in that? No, it is not that pessimism at all. On the contrary, I must understand, I must take care of, nourish the body I live in, because the body is given to me as a tool for a purpose, like having a pen to write, having a keypad to type, right? Like that, a body is a tool, an instrument given. I must understand that. What is a tool? What should I use it for? Knowing fully well, it is temporary, it is going to go away one day. I must keep it in good step, like the way I keep my car well maintained. I must keep my body well maintained. But I should not lose sight of the fact that body is not the final goal. It is only a tool or an instrument. And here, paropakaram idam shariram is what Vyasa Bhagavan has said. The body is given to you to help others, always. When you help others, you become actually stronger, both mentally and physically. And that is the only reason the body has been given. No more attachment to that. The second thing is, we know that it is going to become old, like any machine. The body is also going to age, and as it must happen, our abilities and skills and intelligence, all these will be sapped away. That is a law of nature. I cannot expect to be as strong and as bubbly at the age of 60 as I was at 20, right? And my mental faculty is going to decrease. Everything is being sapped away. I must understand that. Knowing this is a declining and a vanishing act that basically I'm doing. I must hurry up all the more and hold on to that one thing that does not decline, that does not change. And that's the one that's always standing by me, always carrying me in its palm, never lets me down. In no place on earth, at no time, in the past, present, future, it never lets me down. What is that? That is Govinda. Seek him, go to him, embrace him, look to him, embrace him with all the love that you can muster. That is what this slokam talks about. Okay. Yavat pavano nivasati dehe, tavat pruchati kushalam gehe, gatavati vayau deha paye, bharya bibhyati tasmin kaye. Bhaja Govindam, Govindam Bhaja Mudhamate. Another hammer stroke coming our way in slokam number 7. Balastavat krida saktaha, tarunastavat taruni saktaha, vriddhastavat chinta saktaha, parame brahmani kopina saktaha. Balastavat krida saktaha, tarunastavat taruni saktaha, vriddhastavat chinta saktaha, parame brahmani kopina saktaha. What a beautiful teaching this is. The padangal are balaha tavat, krida asaktaha, tarunaha tavat, taruni saktaha, vriddha tavat, chinta asaktaha, parame brahmani kaha api na saktaha. Padangal, the meanings are balaha tavat. Tavat means so long as, at that time, during that time. That's what it means. Then you can put it in a simple way. Balaha tavat. That means so long as one is in one's childhood. Balaha means a child, a youth, not even youth, but basically a child. In that, what we call as the age of the child, when we were before the youth, in the childhood state. Krida means play. We all wanted to play, right? There was no worry, there was no pressures, nothing. We always wanted to play. So many games we played. Krida asaktaha. Asaktaha. You're attached to it. You're attracted to it. At the childhood stage, all the children are attracted and attached to play. They love to play. That's what balastavat krida saktaha. Now tarunastavat taruni saktaha. Tarunaha means youth, the stage of youth. Tavat, at that time, while being a youth, taruni, towards young women, towards passion. We are passionate. Same way young women get attracted to young men. It's passion. And it's no longer play, it's passion. Saktaha, you are attached to that passion. So tarunastavat taruni saktaha. Now vriddhastavat, vriddha means old age. During old age what happens? Chinta asaktaha. Chinta, means thinking. What are you thinking about? Worrying, fear, regrets. So many things come at old age, right? So, chinta, you're anxious. Sometimes, oh my God, all your friends are passing away one by one. And is it going to come to me when my end is gone? There are so many things that can take place. That's why in Vishnu Sahasranamam, Bhishmacharya says, not Bhishmacharya, at the end in Palasruti, the other great souls have added that. They said, this Sahasranamam, this Bhagavan's name, whatever name you take, all names belong to him. There is no name that is not his. Any particular name you like, whether it is Shiva, Nara, it doesn't matter. The name really doesn't matter. You hold on to it with love and affection and commitment and perseverance, and then Jara, at the old age, you will have no fear, no anxiety. That's what it says. Same thing by Acharya is saying here. So, Vriddhastavate Chinta Saktaha. During old age, people are attracted and attached to anxiety, worries, and various types of thoughts. Then, Parame Brahmani, to the Supreme. Pare, some books it's given as Pare also. So, Parame, let's say, to the Supreme, Brahmani, to the Supreme Brahman, Kaha api, no one, unfortunately no one, Naha, not Saktaha, attached to. So, so long as one is in one's childhood, one is attached to play. As long as one is in youth, one is attached to one's own passion, attraction of the opposite sex, one's own young woman. You get married early, you are attracted to your wife. That kind of a thing. At that age, you're attracted through passion to your wife or to your husband, as the case may be. So long as one is in the old age, one is attached to anxiety, to worries, to fear, to various types of thoughts, regrets, whatever, rejections, whatever. Yet, unfortunately, no one, alas, to the Supreme Brahman is ever attached. So another hammer coming our way. It's a reminder to each one of us. And it's a very powerful clarion call to turn inwards and start looking to Bhagavan, who is residing within us, and attaching ourselves to him right now, here and now. That is a call in this particular slokam. Balastavat krita saktaha, tarunastavat taruni saktaha, vriddhastavat chinta saktaha, parame brahmani kopina saktaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om.